Hello, my friends, and welcome to today's edition of Random Reviews. I'm your host, Daniel. Welcome back to the Random Ramblings channel. Today, I'll be reviewing for the first time a series that I've just personally started watching as of 2 days ago, Clarissa Explains It All, starring Melissa Joan Hart, star of Sabrina the Teenage Witch. Before she rose to fame in Sabrina the Teenage Witch, or became more prominent, Melissa Joan Hart starred in this 1990s series, airing from 1991 to 1993, originally airing on MTV, and then later released by Nickelodeon Studios in 2005. Clarissa Explains It All is the story about a young girl, 12 or 13 years old, who lives with her brother Ferguson, or Fergface as she refers to him, her father Marshall, who's an architect, and her mother Janet, whom is a preschool supervisor of little children. Clarissa, as she explains to the audience via the fourth wall breakage, which is known only to her, she will explain events that occur in her daily life, as well as schemes that she tries to cook up or get out of, situations that she finds herself in. The first episode, entitled Clarissa's Revenge, begins with Clarissa standing in front of the mirror, having just brushed her teeth. She introduces herself and explains what she likes and dislikes. Clarissa likes junk food, jawbreakers, and sugar bombs. She dislikes barf and germs of any kind. She introduces her parents, Janet and Marshall, and explains that she is the abnormal child of two perfectly normal parents. Until, of course, she introduces her brother, Ferguson, accompanied by the music from Psycho. Ferguson, as she introduces him, Fergface, as a child, must have been jealous of her natural grace and good looks as a child, as he was a very ugly baby. He of course is the bane of her existence, and she decides to get rid of him once and for all. To accomplish this, she enlists the services of her best friend Sam. Sam is a boy who lives with a single father who has problems of his own. He is trying to try out for the football team, but is very nervous that he will get injured, and as he does not like football. However, it makes his dad extremely proud, and he doesn't want to disappoint him. In order to help him with this dilemma, Clarissa suggests to him that he pretend to be injured, aided by a fake medical note that Clarissa had typed up for him to make it more authentic, complete with neck brace and cast for his arm. For his part, Sam has obtained a straitjacket from his aunt, who is in hospital recovering from some unknown problem. Clarissa's plan, as she outlines, is to put the straitjacket on Ferguson and have him tied to balloons and have him fly away. More on that in a minute, however. Preceding that, Sam has to leave and promptly climbs out the window from which he previously entered Clarissa's bedroom. However, this leaves Clarissa in the straitjacket, forcing her to go down to dinner after her father enters the room after she fails to heed her mother's instructions to come down to dinner, prompting her to hurt herself, apparently. Although we never see this, we simply see Ferguson, Clarissa, and their parents down at dinner the next evening, presumably Saturday night. Ferguson makes fun of her, but is promptly told off by his dad, and like any little obnoxious brother, promptly sucks up to his parents, much to the chagrin of Clarissa, who gives us a Clarissa update. Hopefully a recurring theme of the series. As of the time of this recording, I've only watched 2 episodes and absolutely love this show. Just goes to show that you can be in your 30s and never get tired of children's entertainment, because as we all know, you can still be young at heart. Janet had unsuccessfully tried to make minute eggs, and now is in the process of making tofu for dinner. Ferguson expresses that he has never had such a great meal in his entire life. Ferguson also mocks Sam when he climbs in through the window, having now sustained a black eye. Marshall inquires as to whether Clarissa would like to play basketball with him, to which Clarissa points out, rightly so, that she is a girl and is not interested in such things, after Ferguson had previously stated that he plans on doing a report on the on a certain tribe from Papua New Guinea for a school report for additional marks. Sam pleads with Clarissa to help him with his phys ed paper, really his problem with not being able to try out for the football team without sustaining serious injury. Back in Clarissa's room, Sam explains that a boy had purposely elbowed Sam in the eye during the first scrimmage of the football game, and that Sam had gotten penalised for deliberately driving his eye into this boy's elbow, and thus was in trouble with the coach. However, his father was delighted that Sam tried out for the football team, much to Sam's chagrin. As previously stated, then Sabrina shows a video simulation of her plan, putting Ferguson in the straitjacket and having him being hoisted up in the air by Sam after tying balloons to his back and having him be identified, hopefully, as a UFO. Their plan set in motion, Sam went outside with the balloons while Clarissa, not Sabrina, Clarissa, promptly goes to Ferguson, who it turns out is watching TV, Porky Pig, and Bugs Bunny. Not, as previously stated, to his parents, doing a report on the Papua New Guinea tribe. My goodness. Children, will they think of anything to lie to their parents? How does this happen? It should also be noted that Marshall and Janet are nowhere to be found. You see, parents? You see, mums and dads out there? This is what happens when you leave your children unattended. They'll get up to no good, they'll lie and they'll fight. And one of them will try and tie the other one to a straitjacket with balloons and have them be identified as a UFO. Ah, kids these days, or back in the 90s. Such innocent times. Ferguson tells Sabrina off and to go away as she's blocking the screen. Clarissa, for her part, feigns congratulating her brother for sucking up to their parents so successfully and hints that there is a surprise in the closet, a bicycle for Ferguson's birthday, which is only 5 weeks away. Ferguson, intrigued, pleads with Clarissa to tell him what colour the bicycle is. Clarissa, for her part, pretends to be aghast at her revealing Ferguson's birthday present. Ferguson charges into the closet, the door of which is promptly shut by Clarissa, who grins at the audience before charging into the closet herself and managing to tie Ferguson up into the straitjacket as planned. Ferguson pleads with his sister as to why she is doing this to him. Clarissa then pulls out her training bra. As it transpires, in a flashback earlier in the episode, for show and tell, Ferguson had shown everyone Clarissa's training bra, much to the chagrin of their teacher in show and tell, and much to the delight of his fellow students, necessitating this plan in motion for Clarissa's revenge, as stated in the episode title. Clarissa manages to push Ferguson out the door. However, Sam, who has been waiting outside this whole time with the balloons, unfortunately gets blown away by the wind and sails up into the air. Unfortunately, he crashes into some branches and several balloons are heard popping, leaving Sam to sustain a broken arm. Sam is then seen being hoisted up by Clarissa through her bedroom window. She apologizes for what happened to Sam, but reassures him that because Sam is now injured, he managed to get out of football practice as originally intended. Also, it will later be revealed if Sam shows up at practice the next day in this condition, the boy who had previously injured him will get the blame. Their plans, Sam, having his goals succeeded, laments the fact that Ferguson would have had the last laugh. Clarissa, however, explains that she has videotaped evidence to the contrary. It is then shown Ferguson waking up and discovering for the first time he has his very first pimple, much to his aghast chagrin. Clarissa, having succeeded in her revenge, smiles, stating that there is justice after all. Thus a happy ending is had by both our heroes, and Ferguson, or Fergface, gets what he deserves. Well, that was the end of Clarissa's Revenge, episode 1 of Clarissa Explains It All. For a first episode, it wasn't bad. All the characters were explained very well and their motivations very clear. It wasn't patronizingly light-hearted like the Brady Bunch or deliberately heavy on the drama or emotion. All the characters were likable enough for a kid's show, and I can see how boys would have liked to watch the show as well as girls, and that's very good, especially given that Sam is a boy and Clarissa is a girl, but the two of them can be best friends, thus breaking stereotypes at that time that boys would not be interested in having a female lead as a character, but that's another story. For my part, I'll definitely be enjoying watching this show, and I'll definitely be interested in reviewing further episodes in the future. But that's just me. What do you, my audience, think? Please leave a comment down in the comment section below. Click the thumbs up button if you like this video, and please feel free to leave a suggestion for any reviews you'd like to see in the future. Until then, my friends, be cool, stay cool, as it is Easter Monday here in Australia. I hope everyone has a happy and safe remainder to their Easter break, and for those on leave for the rest of this week, enjoy yourselves, but be safe. As always, be cool, stay cool, be kind to each other, and I will see you next time.